All right. Hello, I'm doing it again. I tried to record this video yesterday and it went fine, except I had music playing in the background and YouTube picked it up and I cannot figure out how to mute the music, so I'm doing it again. Maybe I'll be even better at it this time, right? Here is the list of moves. This is another Aerial Silks workout on that tiny rig you can see in the background. We've got some of these I just made up names for myself. Forklift and shrugs, those are shoulder warm-ups. And then pogos, you'll see what that is. A back bend, some jackknifes, some long hangs to work our grip. Footlock, what does that say? It's backwards in the screen. Oh, footlock hip stretch. The Dutchman and some stretches there, and then a standing split, some plungers, which are pretty awful, and then something that is truly awful, you'll see what that is, and then finally alien splits at the end, which should be fun, right? So here we go. I won't play any music. I don't know what music is not going to get picked up by copyright, so we're just going to do it to the sound of me struggling. We're starting off with what I call forklift. So grab your silks. You could do this. I mean, this is obviously a workout for people who have a little baby rig or a bigger rig. But some of these you could do just like this one you could do with just a piece of fabric. So you want to hold it like this. I say hold your arms like you are a forklift, and then start to, I'm going to keep it on this side, starting to pull out without actually moving your hand. So your hand stays still and you are trying to rotate your arm bones, like the upper arm bones, to work those muscles around the shoulder joint. And I'll hold it for maybe 10 or 15 seconds and then release. And then I'll do that again a couple times. And you'll feel it like under the scapula. You want to feel those muscles waking up and relax. I actually usually do about 20 or 30 minutes of yoga before I do these workouts on my rig, because I like to be really warmed up. So, you can do that too. I like East Meets West Yoga. They've got some good videos. That's my favorite yoga studio. I cannot wait for it to reopen. All right, doing one more forklift here. Just pulling out. Pulling my hands away from each other without actually moving them. Just the action of pulling. And releasing. Ooh, okay. And then standard. I almost always do shoulder shrugs. Some of the other exercises I mix it up a little bit. But this one, hopefully I don't get my silks twisted here because I don't have them on a spinner. I'm going to wrap my arms. And here we go. About 10 of these, keeping the ribs in, not bending your elbows. And just feeling those muscles wake up even more. Okay. And then number 3 on the list is what I call pogos. So this comes from a footlock. And it's more, it works your grip a little bit. You're holding on, but it's more lower body and core. Hopefully we get our core going a little bit. So single footlock. I'm going to hold on. And the first one I'm going to do 5 with straight arms here. And then I'll do 5 with bent arms. So just holding strong and bringing my knees up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll do, these are medium stretch silks, so sometimes when I go down, they stretch all the way into the mat, but it's still working. So I'm going to do a bent arm, 90-degree elbows, and here we go for 5, 4, 3, that on the left. So left foot lock, and then make sure your left hand is on top when you do this. If you're assuming your right hand was on top when you did your right foot. So we're going to do 5 with the straight arms. Straight arms and pull up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then 5 more with the bent arms. Here we go. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Next thing we have is a back bend. So it's a back bend with the silks assisting you. So separate your fabrics. And I start in kneeling. This rig is making some noise. Maybe it needs to settle. Okay. So I start from kneeling and I wrap my wrists kind of loosely. You want to get them even, but you also want to be able to slide a little bit. So from here, I'm going to start to roll forward, letting my upper back come onto, or my belly come onto the floor. And it's kind of like an assisted upward dog. If it's too much, let a little slack through the silks. Engage your glutes. Try to engage your core as well. And then really let your chest come forward, opening the armpits, opening the shoulders, breathing always. And you can rotate side to side a little bit there. You will find that if you go a little higher or a little lower, it might be a different stretch. Like coming down a little, I can get it into my shoulders a little bit. When I was higher, it was more in my back. And we'll come out of that and come up. Okay. I don't know why this rig, it's sliding on my floor. I actually did move some junk out of the way, and I'm wondering if that made it slide a little bit more. All right, I think the feet just needed to like re-grip on the floor. Okay, let's keep going. So we have jackknives next, which comes from a low knot. Tying yourself in knot. We're just gonna do 10 of these. We might even do a bonus round with a variation on jackknives. You want it to be, again, my silks are stretchy, so you might want yours a little bit lower. And I just get into this one from seated. I put one leg in, and then I like to roll around this way. And I like my hands on the hard floor for this, not on the mat. So I'm going to put my hands over here, stick my other foot in there, and we're going to go up and down for 10, piking at the hips. So here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's take the bonus round where we go 10, 9, bending the knees, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And resting, coming down. And we'll take that knot out, grab some water if you need to. We're on number 6, we've got long hangs coming up next. So I'm gonna grab some water. And so long hangs, I put 5 of these on there. These are brutal. My grip strength is something I really need to work on. And the good news is you don't need really hardly any height at all to work on your grip strength. So you can try it with just holding on like this. I'm going to see how that goes. These silks are pretty slick, so if I need a little more, I will wrap my wrists a little bit. So straight up, shoulders are engaged, and I'm going to try to pick my toes up off the floor. I'm going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. If it's too much for you to hang, you can stay on your toes, just taking as much weight into your arms as you can. You can also wrap. So I'm going to do this one with one wrap. You can do 2 wraps if you want. Here we go. 10 more for 10, 9, 8, 7, good, 6, 5, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, and 1. I like to think that if you engage your other muscles, it helps keep your body lifted and your grip doesn't get as tired. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a good mental trick at least. It's kind of a dancer trick, like lifts. If you're being lifted as a dancer, if you are tight in your muscles, it's easier to lift you. So I think the same would hold true in aerial. So let's engage everything. Here we go. Number 3, long hang, strong hands for 10, 9, 8, breathe, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. And rest. 2 more of those. They are getting harder. If you need to stretch out your fingers a little bit, we'll do that. We'll do that again when we're done with these. This is my second least favorite one in the whole workout. All right, let's get it done. Here we go for 10, 9, strong shoulders, 8, 7, ribs in, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. One more. Last one. Make it the best. I'm saying that for myself. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right. So we got those done. Let's do something that feels good. So this is, I just call it a footlock hip stretch. I don't have a fancy name for it yet. So I'm going to put on a footlock. I'm going to use just one silk for this. And like, again, I like mine about this high, maybe slightly lower than hip height. Actually, I could have gone a little higher, but, so first you can just, it's very similar to what I do with when I tie a knot, and sometimes I'll rest my foot in the knot and do this motion. So working on hip mobility a little bit. And then I'm going to start to rotate my leg and bring it behind me. Yep, a couple times like that. Feeling that femur bone. And do what feels good in your hip. Like, this much rotation is not necessarily right for everybody. I'm trying to keep my leg pretty straight. I'm actually putting a little bit of weight into that footlock to kind of give myself a little leverage to help rotate the hip. But you could do it without that. It's probably better to do it without that and work on the muscles of the leg. You could also, even once you're back here, try to lift it up out of the footlock a little bit. And then I like this guy, so facing to the side, and this gives you like that ballet arabesque. You can get a little back bend too if you lift your chest up. These pulls come in handy for a few things here. And, or you could just do it, you know, balancing there. All right, let's do that on the other leg. So, taking my left foot, putting it in here. And again, we're just going to start just going nice and easy out to the side. You might hear some snapping and popping. And start the rotation. I'm always like pointing at my femur in there. All right. Rotate back. turn myself square to the side and do some from this direction, trying to keep my body squared to whatever side I'm facing. And maybe I find that little arch. Okay, so I am going to try to do a trick, and it's kind of, so this is the Flying Dutchman. It goes by many names: single leg roll up, candy cane. I've heard it called lots of things. I call it the Flying Dutchman. It's a trick, but it's really, what's a trick and what's conditioning and what's a stretch, and what's a drill, like, is kind of fluid, at least in the way I do aerial. It really depends on kind of your intention and how long you hold it and what you do while you're there. So, it barely fits in here. I might be on the ground a little bit, but I'm gonna do this trick, one, to kind of just do a pretty pose, but two, to make it into a stretch. It can be a nice stretch. So, it's the foot lock. I'm gonna come through. And I always try to hit this as a plank pose right there. Push it down. Come around. And let me do that again. There's that plank pose. And there we go. So this is the Flying Dutchman. I'm going to reach whatever leg is forward, that same arm forward. Slide this hand through. And that puts me into this like arabesque back balance position. I can just hang out. Oh, and this feels good. And opening the chest. And then you can take it into a little inverted straddle. You could do this with a hooked leg or a crocheted leg. 2 here. And I'm going to peel that leg down to come back to my back balance just for a moment there. And sit up and unwind. And I'm on the floor. So you would get another arabesque pose at the end of that move, right there. I'm just going to take that off. And we'll do the left. I have my foot lock just right on the right. So it's like, you get too high, it gets really tight at the top too. So I think this will be good. Left side. Push it down. Again, hitting plank. I should have my left hand on top here because I'm doing the other side, but I don't. I have to think about it when I switch hands sometimes still. All right, so there's the Flying Dutchman on the left. And my right leg's forward, so right hand up. And I swim through to find this back balance. Oh, reaching out. Couple breaths. Counterbalance, be heavy with that back leg. And you can play here. Just be upside down. And grab your leg when you're ready. And then straddle. There we go. And again, peel back to the back balance. And sit up. The exit gets a little sloppy, but we'll take what we can get these times. All right. So now I have a standing split, and it is getting a little warm. Grab some more water if you need some. Standing split is another single foot lock move. So again, I'm going to be very low. You can go higher. I just like, because this is short, if I am lower, I have more space between the poles. All right. I'm so organized because I did this yesterday. I'm not even like doing anything weird, which I usually do. It'll get weird at some point. All right. So a low foot lock. All right. And we're going to get into an arabesque. However you get there. Again, I'm kind of on the floor, so I'm just doing my best. And I'm going to kick this back leg up and hopefully get the pole, but we'll see. So this is kind of an intermediate move. If you feel secure, you can take your hands off. You don't have to. You can keep one or both hands on. Big straddle stretch. And I am on the floor again, spinning around. It's kind of fun, like, having some of your weight in the silks and some of your weight on the floor. It's like being able to dance and spin, but with a little bit of support, like you can spin really easily. Do you ever danced and had trouble with turns? It's like, it feels like you finally figured out how to turn, but you're kind of cheating. It's still fun though. All right, so focus and get your foot lock right, Erica. All right. So I think that'll work. I've got a left side foot lock. I'm going to go into my left side arabesque. Like so. And again, I'm going to try to get that back leg up to the pole. Here we go. And there it is again, standing split. I am not going to take my hands off on this side because this middle split, it's a middle split. There are other standing splits, but this one feels a little bit like I need a little bit of support. I don't want to overstretch here. And coming down. All right. I'm going to do that one more time on each side. So I am trying to kick my back leg straight up to get to the pole. I'm actually lifting my foot locked foot a little bit. So it's kind of like a sideways straddle up to get there. You can also développé, where you bend your leg and then extend it to get there. And it is, I mean, think straddle up muscles too, because that's what's doing the lifting. All right. See if I can go a little bit higher and not kick things. All right. Here's my arabesque. And I'm going to go up. I am pushing on the pole too for leverage. That might be a bad habit, I don't know, but it works. There's my standing split. Woo. And grabbing the pole again. Back to arabesque. And coming out. All right. There's a lot you can do from here too. There's like a version of what I call a J drop. And all kinds of fun things, but I'm keeping it basic. This is really just conditioning, and I only have like 7 feet. So, all right. Last time, left side. Here we go. Left hand this way. I had to think about my right and left there. That is like typical Erica fashion. Everyone makes fun of me for mixing up my right and left. Anyways, I know up and down pretty clearly. So I am up in my standing split. Just testing, taking that bottom arm off. Nope, not yet. I feel too much stretch in my bottom leg when I take the bottom arm off, so be careful of that. And come down, and reach up. Let's see if we can unwind this kind of nicely. All right. I really do like focusing on coming out of the arabesque smoothly, but I have some serious obstacles in here. Okay. Standing split. So that was number 9. So 3 more, 2 of which are pretty awful. We've got our plungers Then we've got the Something Truly Awful, which is a variation of plungers. It doesn't have a name, I don't know. Let's do the plungers. I'm going to turn around this way. So this is, I don't have any, like, straight inversions in here, but this works your inversion muscles. It's like, it's not a straddle up, but it is like it's like the straddle up's cousin in a lot of ways, these next two exercises. So you can do a wrist wrap. Oops, my slips are crisscrossed. You can do a wrist wrap. I'm going to do, I think 2 wrist wraps for these. I don't want to slide out of it. And it says 10 on the list. Whoever made that list, it says 10, but we're going to do 5 and 5. So it starts in an arrow. And you might want to put on socks. I'm telling you that now, because you do slide your feet right along the silks. You start here, and you're going to plunge up. Oh, see how much I slid there? And 2. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I gotta figure out how to not slide on these silks. They're so slippery. And it depends, like my grip is kind of dry right now. It depends on like the weather and how warmed up you are. All right, maybe I'll just put on a 3rd wrist wrap and see if that does it. I want to do these plungers, and here we go. 4, 3, and 4. Really shoot it up. And 5, and 6, 7, 8. The flexing point of the feet, I don't know, that's just a bonus. 9, and 10. Oh my goodness. All right. So, those are plungers. Feel free to do another set. I know I kind of broke that up awkwardly. And now we'll do Something Truly Awful. All right. So it starts from that same position. I'm going to see if I can do it with 2 wrist wraps and not slide. We've got 5 of these, so they may happen one at a time. We will see. So it starts from the same position where you are here. And you're going to try to drive your feet towards the floor this way and come back. Yeah, I might have to do those one at a time, and I can't really talk while I do them. I wish I could do them sideways. So I'm starting in a pike, and I'm kind of pressing my hands down as like leverage, but I'm also using my core to pivot at the pelvis. Like your feet kind of go, if they're on the silks, you kind of go like that, and then back, like that. So you don't want to drop or lift too much. You want to stay flat, and it's more of a pivot. Okay, I am procrastinating because I hate these, but I need to do them. Here we go. Maybe I can get 2 in this time. Coming up. Feet on your hands. And here you go. Oh, try not to kick off, although I am kicking off a little. And another one. All right. 2 more of those. Up and set. Push. That was a lot of cheating. And back. And last one. Oh. And back. And down. All right. Those are such a struggle. Oh, as you can see, I really need to do more of them. They are one of my weak spots. All right, let's drink some water, and we'll do a little stretch to prep our alien splits, and then we'll do alien splits. All right, so slide this mat back a little bit. was happening today, I have the extender bar for the X-Pillow rig. It's just on the floor back here because I don't have quite enough space to set it up with the extender bar in here, but if I set it up outside, I'll use the extender bar anyways. All right, so hopefully you can see this. I'm coming down into a low lunge, and I'm going to try to sneak my right shoulder underneath or close to my right knee. And then this is a yoga stretch. I'm going to bring my hands back under my shoulders. So I'm trying to hook that knee over my shoulder. And that might be enough for you. Or you can try to walk that front leg forward and lift it up. And that is a prep for alien split. It goes into a yoga arm balance there, but we don't need to do that right now. I'll do the other side. So the left shoulder comes under your arm, or the arm, yeah, there we go. The left shoulder comes under your leg, so you're here. And again, you want your hands to be back under your shoulders. Don't start walking your hand out too far. Think of like being in a push-up position, just with one leg awkwardly over your shoulder. And you can stop there, or you can start to slide that front leg forward. See if you can lift it up maybe. Straighten it as much as you can. And then bring it back down. Okay. We'll reset this mat here. And you can do these on any apparatus. Obviously, I'm going to be doing them on silks right now, but they are probably more common on Lyra and trapeze. All right. So, this again takes some wrist wraps. I'm going to do 3 just because I was really sliding with 2 here. All right. And it starts in an arrow again. So I'm going to go up. And I'm going to do a split. And then my back leg is going to come around and become my front leg. And you try to open your chest up. And it looks like that. All right. One more. On the other side. So that time I took my left leg back, started in a regular split as the back, and became my front leg. So now I'm going to do that with my right leg. All right, and again we do an arrow. Up, and right leg it back this time. And it's going to swing around, come on top of my right arm. And there you go. Do I look like an alien? That's the goal. All right. That is it. I'm going to just take a little arm circle stretch here, extend my spine, extend my back and arms. And breathe. Don't let your belly go here. Like, still keep a little bit of engagement through your core to support your back, but it can be easy, it can be gentle. Circling the arms around a couple times. All right, so I'm going to continue cooling down off camera. That's all I've got for my silks workout. Check out my Chelsea Wolf shirt. And my cats. I feel like my cats are usually here, but they left. We're going to take a little walk and find my cats because they're so cute. All right. They're probably back here. Yes. All right, Leia, say hello. Say hello. She's a little purr machine. Say hello. Miss Leia is 16. And she's so sweet. All right, good girl. And then, and then we'll find Sophie Soph, who is probably in the cat bed. All right, Soph. All right, Soph, say hello. Where are you? Say hello. Are you a cat? She's all black, so maybe it just looked like black with cat eyes. All right. What am I doing? Oh, we gotta stop. All right.